both ladies and gentlemen. Also, his finest slightly of my jury, immediately on the rest. Let's welcome Mr. Satish. Please listen to us. Thank you very much. God bless our nation, Nigeria. Alright. Let's welcome on stage the President of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Professor S.M. Abubakar. Please, a warm round of applause for the President of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, President Abubakar.
The President of the Republic of Nigeria, Senator Muhammad heavily represented by the Senior Social Advisor of Public Health, Mrs. the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Welfare, heavily represented by the Director of Nutrition, Minister of Health, Social Welfare. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Economic Planning, heavily represented by the Federal Director of Nutrition, Federal Minister of Health and Economic Planning, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Security, represented by the Director of Food and Nutrition in the Ministry. Let me tell the past Honorable Commissioner of Health of the River State for being the best. Our father, our chair of the board of trustees of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, found it all the necessary to be with us today. His Highness Dr. Khalifa Muhammad Sanusi II, Emir of Kano, Your Highness Napoleon, and our Secretary, and the Jazawan, and the Kari Committee, and the Education, and the Jazawan Management. We sincerely appreciate all that you are addressing the issues of nutrition in Nigeria. But standing here, because we also recognize our elders in society and treat all the dignitaries that are seated on the high table. Our keynote speaker, Erudite Scholar, Professor Kezena Wong, our first class Emir, SHC, who is the chair of the Council of Traditional Leaders of the southern part of Nigeria, and our socially inclusive traditional leaders in the country. We appreciate your presence. We sincerely appreciate your willingness to receive His Highness of the airport of India with us today. Our fellows of the society, members of the Board of Trustees that are here present, and those that who are on good course are absent. Our respected council members, the members of the society, the students that are here, good morning. For the benefit of time, I will not go through the address as it is written in the book. I'm sure we have a book of what we contain address. I will just summarize those 3 pages to say that on behalf of the Executive Council of Nutrition Society and its entire membership, it is with great pleasure and honor that I want to welcome every one of us to the Garden City of the Port for our 55th Scientific Conference and Annual General Meeting. strong leader in the country, contributing to all efforts that are made to address malnutrition in all forms. This can through supporting policy formulations, getting involved in capacity building, producing human resource for nutrition in the country, as well as getting involved in the implementation of different programs of intervention by the government and partners across the country. The theme of this year's conference is also advancing maternal, infant, and young child nutrition in Nigeria, focusing mainly on innovations and strategic partnerships for sustainable impact. Speak directly to one of the most challenges that we have in the country, definitely women and children. And that's partnership, strategic collaboration, innovations that we are missing. We are having a big gap, but there are a lot of interventions that are evidence-based, but most of them are treated in isolation by different agencies, also by different partners, etc. So that's why this theme is very apt. The fight we are trying to win against malnutrition in Nigeria. So the society acknowledges the support and commitment of all those that are supporting the cause of nutrition in Nigeria, especially the federal government's efforts. Permit me to mention that currently the N774 initiative, Nutrition 774, the federal government led by His Excellency the Vice President of Nigeria, which is the product of National Council on Nutrition, has already been getting a lot of acceptance across the country. It is very important to know that initiative has shown to be very promising initiative that once we are able to implement it, we'll be able to address most of the pressing issues of nutrition. We appreciate the state and local government activities that are made toward addressing malnutrition. Most of the local governments now, some states, already have their committees for food and nutrition. The private sector is having recognition. You know, in some of the interventions, like decortification, micronutrient supplementation, require the engagement of the private sector because of the need for the premixes that are supposed to go into the notification of the supplement that will be using for intervention to address especially micronutrient deficiencies in the country. So private sector has been very, very instrumental. So our leaders, the traditional leaders, religious and community leaders, they are the key. Whatever we do, we end up having our efforts of utility. So we must recognize their efforts and also appreciate what they've been doing. I'm very proud of our chairman board of trustees, but he has been leading in that cause. In Kano, we know now that he has established Kano Emirate Committee on Health and Human Development, which has been doing a lot of community engagement and activities towards addressing malnutrition. Recently, His Highness has been heavily involved in getting to see how he can establish a structure that will lead him to know on a daily basis what happens with mothers and children in the state. Through the structure, the whole structure that has gone to the household, because we have the white eggs feeding directly to the household, going up that level of His Highness. And he has been putting a lot of effort that we know. See how we can put in place a dashboard that we following from the time of conception to follow a mother to after she delivered to also when the child is fulfilled, now 1,000 days of life. See that all issues that are to do with malnutrition are addressed before they even occur. So Your Highness is sincerely appreciated. That can be adapted. For the benefit of time, I want to say that we want to sincerely appreciate all our partners who have supported us in this course. and especially the members of the Central Organizing Committee. I don't want to mention all the parties, there's numerous to mention. Special mention to be of UNICEF Nigeria. We sincerely appreciate the support of UNICEF in this conference. And Inkela International has also heavily supported us in this conference, as I've mentioned. The expert solutions, the GAIN, Global Alliance for Good Nutrition, the Nutrition International, to mention just a few. For the sake of time, we appreciate all of our supporters that have been also here with us to speak with us and to make presentation of what they have been doing in the country. Our chair of the Central Organizing Committee, who has been up and down as well as this slide with my protocol. Professor Isaac, where is she now? Can you thank you very much for all that you have been. Our university leadership society in Nigeria. After our last conference in Ghana, decided this is what we do for here, and they have really been really great. We appreciate you from the chairperson of the secretary, all members of the secretary. Distinguished guests for this year's leadership conference may be timely relevant marking, as it also today's was distinct critically about the use of our nation's nutrition landscape while growing our anticipation for innovation and partnerships. We are expected to already be putting what we have been increasing interaction. So let us use this platform that we have to share knowledge, strengthen our partnerships, and commit to all the actions that will transform nutrition outcomes in Nigeria. This has us all to think beyond scientific presentation or panel discussion or any technical session that will be presented. Let us commit into translating all the knowledge that are going to be shared and so that we now take concrete actions that will let us live in Port Harcourt with living commitments and practical solutions that will ensure optimal nutrition and health of all Nigerians. Together, we can build a healthier, stronger, more prosperous nation. With these two words, I want to welcome you once again to the annual scientific conference, General Meeting of the Society of Nigeria. The wish us to welcome the delegations, the memorable stay, and the beautiful city of Port Harcourt. Thank you, God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Professor. Please hold up applause again for him. Thank you very much, Professor, for that amazing speech. All right, please we want to recognize, first of all, I want to apologize to His Royal Majesty. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm round of applause to His Royal Majesty, Ambassador Leslie, aka PhD, DCM, the AZ or every third of MOG. Please, let's give him a round of applause. You're welcome, His Royal Majesty. AZ Bakaraka, you're welcome. You're highly welcome, His Royal Majesty. All right. We also want to recognize the presence of some great men and women in our midst this morning. The representative of the Minister of National Planning, Mrs. Clementina Okoro. Please, if you're here, let's give her a warm round of applause. All right. The representative of the Minister of Health, Director of Nutrition and Ministry, Mrs. Fadi Bako Ayoshi, MAR. Please, let's give her a warm round of applause. All right. We also want to represent the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Director of Nutrition and Food Safety, Alhaji Nuhu Adamu Kish. Please let's give a warm round of applause. Alhaji Nuhu. You're highly welcome, sir. Highly welcome. We also want to recognize the National President of Medical Women's Association of Nigeria, Dr. Zainab Kwaru Mohammed. meetings. Please, if you're here now, please could you come to the front row? We'd like you to seat the first 4 rows. Please, thank you very much and highly welcome. We also want to acknowledge the presence of Professor Mrs. Justina John, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation, ably represented by Dr. Wibana, the Director of Child Welfare and Ministry of Social Welfare. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to all the ministries present this morning, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Budgets and Economic Planning. We want to say a highly welcome. And to the agency, Primary Healthcare Development Agency, please a warm round of applause for the agency. All right. And we also want to acknowledge all partners for today's 55th Scientific Conference Annual General Meeting. We have UNICEF, we have the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, Healthcare International Nutrition International, Evidence Action, Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, the DRPC, the Expert Solutions, the Science USA Nigeria, and the Real Estate Primary Healthcare Management. These are round of applause for all our major partners this morning. You're highly welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to go ahead. All right, so we want to move ahead with the event. Please let's welcome on stage for the opening remark, the chair of the occasion, Dr. Adeze Chima Orera, Emeritus Pastor and Commissioner of Health and Real Estate. You're welcome, and thank you very much.
His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bashir Shettima, Commander of the Order of the Niger, ably represented by Mrs. Uju Rocha Samuka, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Public Health. The representative of the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ladidi Loa Bako Ayebushi Eminai, Director and Head of Nutrition at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Madam, permit me to use this opportunity to congratulate you personally on your recent Time Person of the Year award for nutrition. The representative of the Honorable Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku, Commander of the Order of the Niger, ably represented by Mrs. Clementina Okoro. You're welcome. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, Commander of the Order of the Niger, ably represented by Alaji Nuhu Adamu Finishi, Director and Head of Nutrition at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. The guest of honor, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary of the River State Ministry of Health, ably represented by the Director of Planning, Health Planning, Research and Statistics, Dr. Julian Darlington Moke. The Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, His Highness Dr. Khalifa Mohammed Sanusi II, PhD, Commander of the Order of the Niger, and Emir of Kano. You are welcome.
Commander of the Order of Niger, that's you. Fine.
The Chairman of the Southern Religious and Traditional Rulers Engagement, His Majesty King Leslie N.A.P. JP Ezoka Evo, III of Evo Kingdom, Yerishe Iwoji, Eze Woji the 12th, and Eze Bakabaka, here in River State. Your Royal Majesty, you're welcome. The President of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Professor Salisu Maiwada Abubakar, Fellow of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, congratulations. The keynote speaker for today, Professor Henrietta Enelbo, Fellow of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, esteemed partners of the Society, awardees for today's opening ceremony, the local organizing committee, Fellows of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, nutrition practitioners and advocates, students, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the vibrant city of Port Harcourt here in River State. The theme for this year's annual General Scientific Meeting, Advancing Maternal, Infant and Young Child Nutrition in Nigeria, Innovations and Strategic Partnerships for Sustainable Impact, is timely and essential for addressing the bane of malnutrition in Nigeria. This holistic approach to addressing nutrition is critical for achieving sustainable improvement in our country's nutrition outcomes. I would like to extend my commendations to the organizers of this conference, these distinguished speakers who will be sharing their insights, and all participants for their dedication to advancing the nutrition agenda. Your commitment to this cause is commendable and inspires hope for a healthier and a more sustainable future. Adopting this integrated approach, we can better ensure more accessible and available treatment and prevention of malnutrition amongst mothers, infants, and young children across the 3 tiers of healthcare and across communities in our beloved country. We will also enhance food security through boosted local food production, enhance the expertise of our health workers, parents, and communities in addressing nutrition, and improve the overall well-being of our communities. In recent years, we have witnessed escalating inflation, food insecurity, inadequate healthcare infrastructure, security challenges, and disease outbreaks that have been worsened by low vaccine coverage. With recent international funding cuts, these have led to what has become one of Nigeria's worst nutrition emergencies in decades. Sustainable development is the bedrock of progress and prosperity, and by fostering collaboration between nutritionists, healthcare providers, researchers, farmers, manufacturers, supply chain specialists, policy makers, development partners, and communities, we can together synergistically tackle malnutrition and create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. River State is known for its rich cultural heritage and economic significance, and is the ideal venue for this year's conference. As a city, Port Harcourt has experienced both the benefits and challenges of development, and stands as a testament to the need for sustainable practices and innovative solutions in ensuring that with regards to advancing nutrition, no one is left behind. The government of His Excellency Sir Mubarak Service Star of River State demonstrated sound commitment to supporting initiatives that improve nutrition of mothers, infants, and young children, promote health, improve child development, and boost economic growth. The administration intentionally invested in nutrition initiatives such as the establishment of integrated management of acute malnutrition sites in designated primary healthcare centers and general hospitals across the 3 senatorial districts of River State. Active case search of cases of malnutrition, inclusion of budget lines for nutrition for a sustained pipeline of annual funding for nutrition initiatives and programs, and the approval of the domesticated River State multi-sectoral plan of action for food and nutrition. These, in future, will be assiduously supported in upholding the vision of the federal government's Nutrition 774 initiative for the benefit of the people of Rivers State. As we embark on this conference, I urge each and every one of you to actively engage in discussions, share your knowledge and your experiences, collaborate on actionable solutions. Let us seize this opportunity to forge new partnerships, develop innovative strategies, and commit to a future where prevalent malnutrition becomes a thing of the past, relegated to the annals of the textbooks and history books, and one where health and sustainability are at the forefront of national development. Together, collectively, strategically, and collaboratively, we can create a legacy of progress and well-being for generations to come. Let us work tirelessly to build a healthier, more sustainable, and prosperous nation. In closing, I once again welcome you all to River State and to this significant gathering. May our deliberations be fruitful, our collaboration be strong, and our commitment to advancing maternal, infant, and young child nutrition in Nigeria be unrelenting. It is therefore my singular honor and pleasure to declare this 55th Scientific Conference of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria open. I wish you all a successful and a transformational conference. May God bless us all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, Dr. Adeze. Please, a round of applause again for that amazing speech from her. Thank you very much, ma'am. As we go on in the event, I would like to recognize some important personnel in our midst this morning. Please let's acknowledge and recognize Professor Alice Inde, University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, a strong advocate for infant and mental nutrition. A round of applause, please. The representative and Secretary of River State Primary Healthcare Management Board, Dr. Powell Joseph. Please, a warm round of applause for her. The Head of Nutrition, River State Primary Healthcare Management Board. And also recognize the presence of an amazing agency, the Director General NAFTA, represented by Mrs. Emma Edward, Director of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. Thank you very much. You're highly welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving on with the event. Please let's welcome, if your hands are not too easy, let's welcome His Highness Khalifa Muhammad Sanusi II, PhD, CON, the Imam of Khan. Please, a warm round of applause for you. Thank you very much. You have a welcome, sir.
I am Chairman Dr. Adeze Chidimare, and let me thank you for your contributions to nutrition as Commissioner. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, you be represented here by my sister Uju Anastasia Rojas, Your Majesty, the President of the Jewish Center of Nigeria, the keynote speaker, fellows, members, student members, nutritionists, representatives of ministries, permit me to stand on already established protocols. is both a privilege and a personal joy for me to join you today at this landmark 55th Annual Scientific Conference. As Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Induction Center of Nigeria, I am proud to witness the society's steady growth, professionalism, and enduring commitment to advancing the nutrition agenda in our nation. This year's theme, Advancing Maternal, Infant, and Young Child Nutrition in Nigeria, Innovations and Strategic Partnerships for Sustainable Impact, resonates strongly with the challenges and opportunities before us. We all know that investing in women and children, particularly in the first 1,000 days from conception to child's second birthday, is one of the highest return investments any nation can make. Science is unequivocal. Well-nourished children are more likely to complete school, enter the workforce, and contribute meaningfully to the economy. Well-nourished mothers are more resilient, productive, and able to care for their families whilst participating in the labor force. For Nigeria, this means scaling up interventions such as micronutrient supplementation, optimal breastfeeding and complementary feeding, maternal nutrition support during pregnancy and lactation, and frontline counseling amongst a host of other critical interventions. We must also invest in food systems that make diverse, safe, and affordable diets accessible to all, and social protection systems that safeguard household incomes and livelihoods while ensuring food security. We also need to promote social and gender norms that shape how household income is appropriated, how food is produced, prepared and shared in households, and how environments are managed and sanitized, how care is sought and provided. Yet we are confronted by headwinds that challenge progress, leading to stagnation, and in some cases, regression in outcomes. Despite notable investments and momentum, Nigeria's maternal, infant, and young child nutrition indicators reveal that we are far from where we need to be. The exclusive breastfeeding rate remains stagnant at just 29%, far below the global target of 70% by 2030. Over 60% of children under 5 and nearly 50% of women of reproductive age suffer from anemia. Stunting affects 40% of under 5 children nationally, with even higher rates in certain regions. And wasting still persists in pockets of the country. These statistics paint a sobering picture, one that reminds us that progress in policy must translate into progress in people's lives. The unfinished agenda is vast, and these trends signal that much more work is needed to truly turn the tide. At the same time, Nigeria's growing momentum in nutrition reflects a decade of quiet hard work, from early analytics and analytic investments to the revival of the National Council on Nutrition in 2019, of which I became an inaugural member under the leadership of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Apologies to the former Vice President and apologies to the former President. Yes. I don't think any of them were behind me. So I'm not sure also by the way, because I'm not invited by the Ministry of Budget and Planning, so we'll wait until they invite me to the council. But I'm supposed to be there. These milestones gradually repositioned nutrition as a central pillar of national development. anchored in institutional reform and multi-sectoral collaboration. The fact that this journey continues today speaks to the strength of that foundation and the shared commitment to safeguarding the health and potential of future generations. As someone who has spent a lifetime championing economic justice, institutional integrity, and social development, whether as an economist, former central bank governor, or treasury ruler, I have always believed that the wealth of a nation lies in the well-being of its people. I have sat at global tables discussing financial systems and have walked village paths where poverty and malnutrition persist. What bridges these worlds is not rhetoric, but results. In recent times, and amongst these real and unusual strides, we recorded the creation of nutrition departments in key ministries following the presidential executive order, a national highway from wasting to an expanded focus that included strategic prevention anchored by the rollout of the Mandarin project, the National Food Consumption and Micronutrient Survey conducted after a 20-year hiatus, reforms in public financial management to enhance budget visibility and financing for nutrition, the rise of multi-sectoral coordination, most notably through the NMPFAN, which are then council endorsed and approved. In terms of reaching people, I would be remiss not to highlight the Mandarin project, specifically reached over 30 million mothers and children, including in Ghana, catalyzed by strong federal and state leadership. I particularly recognize Ms. Zuera Yusufu of the Equal Foundation, Dr. Rita Tidiano of the World Bank, Dr. Shalan Kay of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Mrs. Luca Nelson, formerly of the Nutrition Council, and Ms. Limet Haji of UNICEF for their respective leadership in nutrition space. I should add Eugenia, who represents Mama, who has been very, very active in this little space. And when I look at the list, I hope we'll see gender parity in nutrition initiative. They're all women, not from normal. We need some more men to participate in this. The leadership has exemplified what partnership between institutions such as the World Bank and Equal Foundation, UNICEF, and national governments can yield. Strategic, multi-sectoral systems thinking that supports national-led agendas. Why is it important to recognize? This conference must also sharpen our collective focus on the structural levers that will define impact and scale. I hope that in the days ahead, the gathering will explore real policy frontiers. How can we use the gap between food availability and actual dietary intake among young children? What social norms need to be promoted to improve maternal, infant, and child nutrition? What delivery systems and incentives best support multi-sectoral collaboration among governments? How do we attract and retain technical talent as human resources for maternal, infant, and young child nutrition? How do we ensure our investments reflect the needs and lived realities of adolescent girls, pregnant women, and caregivers across Nigeria? These are the fundamentals that will determine whether our progress is sustained and whether nutrition truly transforms futures. As we strive to improve maternal, infant, young child nutrition, allow me to highlight something I continue to personally champion: a management information system for real-time, dynamic maternal data that goes beyond aggregated statistics or static reports. I think the President mentioned this. And maybe I should say this is something that we all have to think about. So every year I receive these reports. We produce these reports on malnutrition prevention. And or 58% or 60% malnourished. And every year the numbers just get worse and worse. Why does this happen? We wait for the children to be malnourished and then we count them. When you look at the state governments, a lot of them are spending a lot of money on school feeding. And it's good, it deals with hunger. But to be honest, by the time a child is 6, it is too late. We do not catch those children. You need to catch the child when the woman gets pregnant. And what I keep asking myself is, where are we when the woman conceives? Until you know where a pregnant woman is, and give her nutrition while pregnant. Until you know when the baby is born, and until you're there to make sure that that baby gets nutrition, you will continue counting malnourished children, because you were not there when they needed to. Now, how do we do that? We need data. And what we're trying to do in Cairo, and I must say, Professor Nisra and his team, not happy with our progress. We should have had themselves by now. What we're trying to do in Cairo is have a management information system where I sit as a and on a dashboard, I can see all the pregnant women in my emirate. So I know X number of women are pregnant. I know where they are located, which district, I know which village, I know which ward head. And we can call the ward head and tell them you have 5 pregnant women in your area. Go and make sure they have ABC nutrition. We need to know. Even if we're not registering births, if we have agents and I have the data, I need to know every day how many babies are born and where. And I know which ward head they are, I know which village head, I know which district head. Until the community gathers around women when they get pregnant and when they give birth. Those children are not going to get the care in the first 1,000 years. And so, this investment in this information system for me is going to be the main game changer. The reason we cannot deal with malnutrition is we are not there when we are needed. We are not there when the woman is pregnant. We are not there when the child is born. We are only there after the child is malnourished, and then we start counting and giving statistics. So translating policy providers are not and this level of thinking. And this is what the presenter is talking about. And I need a system that tells us where our pregnant women are, what services they have or have they received, their socio-economic context, and the risks that they face. Such a system will not only anticipate needs, it will track service delivery, inform policy, and ultimately save lives. If the nutrition journey begins at conception, then our collective future depends on our ability to plan, respond, and intervene with precision. Data is not just a tool, it is a lifeline. I commend the SN Executive Committee, the Planning Committee, and all partners for creating a platform that speaks not only to technical progress, but also to collaboration and partnerships. Nigeria stands at a crucial juncture in its nutrition journey, with the policy space evolving and institutional reforms gaining ground. In this moment, it is essential that we bring sharp focus to maternal, infant, and young child nutrition, not just as a health issue, but as a cornerstone of our national development. This conference provides a crucial opportunity to reflect, recalibrate, and recommit to a technically grounded, multi-sectoral, and politically resilient agenda. Let me also commend the society for continuing to evolve. From its early roots in academia to its current multi-sectoral engagements across public service, development partners, the private sector, and civil society, NSM continues to leverage partnerships to position it as a pillar of nutrition science and practice in Nigeria. Year after year, the society has nurtured knowledge, fostered mentorship, and created space for important conversations. As the nation continues to pursue its aspiration of tackling malnutrition, I encourage the NSN to continue to bring together researchers, practitioners, policymakers, and frontline workers into a singular, values-driven community. While we induct new members today, let us remember that this moment is more than a ceremony. It's the symbol of the many actors who each in their own way have contributed to the transformation of Nigeria's nutrition space. Given the significant strides made over the last 5 years, one might have hoped to see broader recognition of those who then laid the foundation for today's progress. I urge our awardees and emerging leaders to champion institutions over personal advancement and to prioritize system strengthening over the pursuit of individual recognition and public interest over political gains. As we look into the future, I offer these gentle but firm reflections. Our challenge is not just visibility. In our quest to popularize nutrition, we must be grounded in science. And this is something NSN is well poised to uphold. Let us also bring the technical rigor and policy discipline that ensures that visibility translates into credible action and lasting systems. Innovation matters, but so does continuity. Over the years, we have witnessed commendable efforts to reform Nigeria's nutrition landscape. These reforms reflect a growing recognition of nutrition as central to our national development. As we move forward, it is important to sustain this momentum with equal emphasis on comprehensiveness. Technical rigor and a deep sense of duty and care are essential. Reform must not only be bold, it must be thoughtful, because in nutrition, the consequences are not theoretical. They are felt by mothers, children, and families whose futures depend on our ability to deliver with both compassion and competence. Let us therefore build on the gains made while staying grounded in the discipline and continuity that have shaped our most driven successes. And all of us here remember 2017, when the infant and young child feeding policy was approved. What has happened since then? It's 8 years. Every time we meet, it's the same thing. There is nothing we are saying about what we need to know that is not in that document. So the challenge is how do we translate these thoughts, these ideas, all this science, how do we translate it into real impact on real human beings? Let me say this clearly. The future of nutrition in Nigeria must be multi-sectoral. It must be technically sound and politically anchored. We will only succeed by building institutions and by growing a collective platform. Nigeria's MYC agenda cannot be advanced by nutritionists, bureaucrats, and political figures alone. We must build a broader coalition, drawing in agronomists, social protection specialists, water engineers, educational experts to integrate nutrition into relevant sectoral agendas, economists to frame the investment case, governance experts and systems thinkers to strengthen institutions, public health professionals, behavioral scientists and educators to shape inclusive and culturally relevant solutions, digital innovators to expand reach and efficiency, private sector partners to unlock sustainable additional financing, religious and traditional institutions to foster trust and amplify community ownership, as well as ensure that our policies reach the grassroots. These voices bring essential perspectives and contributions to governance, financing, delivery, citizen accountability, and resilience. Ultimately, nutrition is not only a policy imperative, but an intergenerational responsibility. The choices we make today will change not only the lives of our children, but the strength, productivity, and moral integrity of the Nigeria we bequeath to future generations. We must act with foresight, humility, and shared commitment to do what is right and not what is expedient. As chair of the board, I celebrate all that the Induction Society of Nigeria has achieved. But more than celebration, I challenge us to protect what good has been built and to honor today's momentum not just with applause, but with continued criticism, scientific excellence, and institutional stewardship. The Nutrition Society must remain the conscience and compass of the field, upholding rigor, curating evidence, mentoring the next generation, and providing a steady, credible voice in the national discourse. In doing so, we not only shape the nutrition agenda, but we safeguard its future. May we together ensure that the next phase of Nigeria's nutrition journey delivers even greater impact and quality. And I thank you for listening.
Wow, please a warm round of applause for the Mayor of Ghana. Please, can we stand to our feet this hour and just give him a warm round of applause? It's quite commendable what the Mayor of Ghana is doing in the area of nutrition. And I think it should be emulated in every part of the nation. Please a warm round of applause for the Mayor of Ghana. Thank you very much, sir. His Highness Khalifa Mohammed II. Thank you very much. You know, words like that, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Thank you very much. You know, words like that don't just end, they echo. You know? While I was listening to him, I thought some things he said. If you don't find the roots which are the pregnant women, we will keep counting malnutrition. That is one of the lines I caught while the email was speaking. That is the truth. The reason why we are gathered here this morning is to find out how can we get to the roots, which are the pregnant women. And that's how we're able to advance maternal, infant, and young children's nutrition in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say nutrition is like a good story. It's not just about what's written, but it's how it's stored. So please put your hands together with the right smile. I want to welcome an important woman, an important lady. Her name is Professor Henrietta N. Obon for her keynote address. But before she comes on, I would like to welcome Dr. Chika Isabel Ijoku for the citation of the keynote speaker. Dr. Chika, please. Thank you.
The Chairman of Education, the representative of the Vice President of Nigeria, the Chairman of the BOT of NSN, the eminent traditional ruler, the President, NSN, permit me to stand on existing protocol. It is my honor and pleasure to read the citation of this eminent lady, who is going to be the keynote speaker, Professor Henrietta Enebong. Henrietta Enebong is a professor of human-tropical nutrition, the pioneer and immediate past head, Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, University of Calabar, Nigeria. She obtained her MSc and PhD in human nutrition in 1984 and 1992 respectively from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where she started her academic career before transferring her service to the University of Calabar in 2010. As part of her PhD program, Professor Enebong obtained the third World Academy of Science Fellowship Award and underwent practical training in food analysis, bioavailability, and digestibility studies at the National Institute of Induction in Rome in 2011. She completed the international graduate course on the production and use of food composition data in nutrition in Pretoria, South Africa. Professor Henrietta Enebo is a fellow of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, as well as a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Science. She is also an ambassador of the Dietitians Association of Nigeria and a fellow of the Institute for Dietetics in Nigeria. She is the current coordinator of the African Network of Food Data Systems, which is the regional data center of FAO, International Network of Food Data Systems that includes a position she has held since 2012. She also co-authored the West African Food Composition Table in 2012 and was also involved in the update on the same table released in 2011. In collaboration with FAO and InfoFoods, she participated in the preparation of guidelines for checking composition of data prior to publication of a user tables through database. In Nigeria, she was involved in the documentation of the traditional food systems of the Igbo cultural area and a major facilitator for the compilation of Nigerian food composition tables through database, which was launched in the year 2017. Professor Noble has such a robust work credit that if I read out everything, we may have to stay longer here. But suffice it to say that she has served and consulted for various national and international organizations. She was a one-time editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Nutritional Sciences, a member of the Technical Advisory of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund on Book Development Program in Nigeria, and a convener of the journal publication of the Committee of the time. She participated in the Nigerian Journal of Nutritional Sciences and ensured that the journal received substantial funding during her tenure as the convener of the journal subcommittee of the time. Professor Nebo played an active role in the just concluded National Food Consumption and Micronutrient Survey, and she was also the coordinator of the South-South Geopolitical Zone during the pre-survey activities. A member of the Technical Advisory Committee, co-principal investigator for National Food Consumption and Micronutrient Survey, and a member of the Committee for Setting Menu Standards for Nigerian Homegrown School Feeding Program. She was involved in the review of the 2016-2025 National Policy on Food and Nutrition, participated in the validation of the National Social Behavior Change Training Package for Nutrition across the life cycle, and this was developed in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. She is a passionate teacher and a researcher. Her research interests are in the areas of food composition, consumption and diet assessment, food product development and evaluation, indigenous people food systems, documentation and use, maternal, infant and child nutrition, adolescent nutrition and health. She has been involved in several research projects and has acted as principal investigator or co-investigator to several national and international projects. To summarize, she's been involved in the federal government of Nigeria World Bank supported STAB Education Post-Basic Project on food production of food composition database. She's been a co-principal investigator on a project titled Aquaculture, funded by Bill and Melinda Gates, including the World Fish Program. She has been a co-principal investigator in other projects sponsored by World Fish in State University of Mississippi and she's a reviewer of many books. She has over 100 publications in national and international peer-reviewed journals. Professor Henrietta Lemon is a Christian and a devout believer. She is a widow with several children and grandchildren, and her devout Christian life has rubbed off on one of her children, who is, I'm sure she didn't want me to say this, who is Pastor Dr. Eno Jerry. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already been warned about time, so I want to beg the chairman of the education and your kindness that I will just stand on the existing protocol. It's very long, and if I follow it, then they will drive me out from this place in the next few minutes. So I just want to appreciate everybody and thank God for bringing us here together. So the topic we are dealing with is a conference which is advancing maternal, infant, and young child nutrition in Nigeria. And as I sat here since morning, it's like what I'm going to say or what I wanted to say has already been said, so I'll just rush through what I have to say in time. And I want to say, and the first thing I want to say is that I'm happy and I'm honored to stand before all of you. I want to thank God for this privilege. I don't take it for granted, because I know that there are many people here who would also do what I'm trying to do. So I want to thank the President of the Nutrition Society and the Council and all the elders, fellows, for making it possible for me to stand before you. So, why are we talking of mother, infant, and young child nutrition? The Holy Ghost says, if the foundation be destroyed, what will the righteous do? So that is actually the foundation of life. And so we need to be very, very serious, because if we don't do anything decisively at this particular time, like the Highness said, we are not there when the day starts. So we want to see how we can start the season when we really need to see them and stop whatever. So that is why we are looking at this particular topic. And we know that the topic we are dealing with is not just a health issue, it's a development issue, it's an economic issue, and it's a social justice issue. Social justice in the sense that adequate nutrition is a right, it's not a privilege. And it's like in Nigeria we are taking it as a privilege, but it's not. It is something that we must learn to deal with. So what is the current situation? We know that Nigeria is still battling with malnutrition. And hunger, there's a lot of hunger in the land. There is insecurity, there is malnutrition. In all its form, undernutrition, malnutrition, and overnutrition. We all hear that nutrition is, and we know this. And then if you take the next slide, that is just the one that if you look at it tells you a lot of story, just looking at this picture. Thanks to Dr. Francis who shared it on the fellow platform, and I've just been using it. This is a latest NDHS survey. It tells us that 40% of Nigerian children are stunted. The national food consumption says about 33, but we were remember that the 0 to 6 were not included in that survey. You know why we have that disparity. But you can see what is happening between the north and the south in terms of this country. Even within the north, you see some north central doing better than the other parts of the north. So we need to take some of these things into consideration and not get to really focus our attention so that we can come up, and change these statistics. So also micronutrient deficiency. The National Food Consumption and Micronutrient Survey has given us up-to-date data on children 6 to 59 months, for adolescents 10 to 14, and also for women, pregnant women. And from the study, you can see that folate deficiency is a problem, like serum vitamin A is still a problem, zinc is a problem. Folate deficiency is all over, but zinc and vitamin A, you find it more among the lower poorer households. And any form of anemia is also very common still with us. So what has been done? Is it that we are not doing anything? Well, a lot has been done, and they mentioned. I'm not going to go into their details, but I'll just mention some of them and we go along. So we already have a national policy on food and nutrition. Even though that policy should be coming to an end by this year, thank God that there is a review. But we have a national policy, so we don't have a problem with policy. Not only that, we have a multi-sectoral plan of action, so it is there. We also have this multi-sectoral plan of action tells us what to do and how to do them, and what we are aiming at. For example, that by this year, we should be having specific up to 65%, and also we should have reduced something to 18%. But you all know where we are. Then we have the multi-sector collaboration. All of us, most of us get from different entities, academia, civil society organizations. So we have collaboration. It's already there. We also have the committees of food and nutrition at the federal, at the state, at the local government level. So there are already structures in place for us to do what we are supposed to do. Then we have food fortification. We have mandatory food fortification. These are projects that are fought in other countries in order to reduce malnutrition. We have bio fortification, orange flesh meat. We have civic and agri fortified. So we have done a lot has been done by the government. And all these things, we have targets. We have targets that we hope to achieve. We have other programs. We have the grand challenge, the government in collaboration with the Nutrition Society. We have the grand challenge. So that is research, right? We want to now research. These are things that have been done. We have the National Council of Food and Nutrition of the committee members and here with us. So we have the annual project that has taken place for some years. We have the school feeding program. We have established nutrition department and budgeting. The government has said every relevant MBA was established nutrition department, and there was the budget line for nutrition. What are we talking about? We have this. We have some states have started 6 months maternity leave for mothers. We have other initiatives. Recently, we have the 774, which is supposed to be a flagship, program of government, and this is targeted at the grassroots. Targeted at me, I like that program because it says targeted at the grassroots. Because all along is that they have been targeting the sky. Now they want to go down. And I was privileged to participate in the review of the National Food and policy. And by the time we went to do interview, it occurred to me that in that policy, one thing that was striking was that the local governments, the communities were not involved. Some of them don't even know what the policy is all about. So when I heard about the 774, I said, fine, maybe this time we will now go down. So that is a program we should make sure we don't joke it, because I think it will be the key to the problem we have in this country. Then we have thought about the National Council of Nutrition. We have the integrated management of agriculture and our programs in this country. Problems with programs. And then the question is, how successful have all these programs been? Where are we? And some of us know the type of things I've already shown about the stunting rate in the country. Now, we also know that from the national food consumption, we found that food supplementation, fortification, biofortification, optimal KYC, and deworming, these are programs that have worked in several countries. They are interventions that have worked, and we have them already. But we found in that study that there were had progress. So let's just look at a few examples. Now, this is for coverage. In that study, it was found that nationally only 25% of children receive vitamin A last 6 months of the study. And if you check the other side, that is the variation that we have. You see that in one area is better, in another is very bad. Even within the same zone, you see some people doing analysis as a result of socio-economic status or education or whatever, or residence, whether in the urban or in the rural community. You look at the use of iron and micronutrient powders, only 7%. You look at the warning, 27%. You can use of iron and iron folic acid. This is at the national level. The other side tells you the variations within the country. So you will be answering the questions yourself whether the targets you have set have been met. When it comes to consumption of fortified foods, we found that the ones that are mandatory, like the meat, vegetable oils, and so on, are not eaten as much. And those ones that are used as ingredients are giving sugar. And then, yes, those ones are eating more than the ones that, because these ones, you don't eat them as much as you eat meat. And if you eat more of this or more of this, you are supposed to get more of the vitamin. But those are the ones that are not being eaten. So why are we not eating them? Or why are they not eating them? When it comes to fortified foods, only 3%, 5%, and 14% consume yellow cassava, but orange sweet potato and orange maize. That is in the whole country. And these are programs that we have put a lot of money and we are ashamed that so many people will use them and then benefit from them. But look at the number of people that are taking them. When they come and then the minute, look at the minute, less than 2 grams. And then the contribution to vitamin A and to energy is less than 1%. So they are not actually giving the needed impact that we want. So, and there is a recent study by some Nigerians that have shown that while fortification has been limited due to availability, affordability, and consumer preferences. So, like me, I like the orange sweet potato, but when I get to the market, I cannot find it. Then, food security, 79% are food insecure, 22 are severely food insecure. Where do we go from there? Then when it comes to eating, because we need food intake, that is the same national food consumption, so it tells you that reproductive age, and 63% of children, 24 to 59 months, had inadequate intake of folate. That's why we are seeing folate deficiency problem. Then, when it over 90 also of women and children had inadequate calcium intake between 38 and 43, and of women, and then 14 and 80% of children had inadequate iron intake, and so on. So, even vitamin C, we have inadequacies. When it comes to diet quality, dietary capacity, 28% of non-pregnant women and 29% of pregnant women have the minimum dietary capacity for women. And then, because a woman, these women are supposed to take from 10 food groups, at least if you take 5, you've done well. But 3, the average was 3.6. That shows that the dietary capacity is very poor. And then, for the children, only 41% achieve minimum acceptable diets. And then when it comes to the level of people who have any form of nutrition education, very low. Then it comes to diet quality. Again, the study shows that the quality of the diet is poor. So that is, these are part of the problem and the data that we have at time. When it comes to nutrient density of complementary food for the children we are talking about, apart from vitamin A for all the children and vitamin B for children 9 to 11 months and vitamin C for children 12 to 23 months, the main nutrient density of other minerals and vitamins like all the ones calcium, iron, yes, either very low or low or huge distant from what the standard is. And this is also for those of us who are preparing complementary food, trying to formulate complementary food for our children. These things are not there. Then other indices, maternal mortality is increasing. Also, exclusive breastfeeding is still at 28. Remember, the global WHO global target is 50. We are not even close to that. Even though we claim that we are doing well in exclusive breastfeeding. And then only about 35% of children 20 to 23 months are still breastfeeding, and we are also talking about continuing breastfeeding. Now, if you look at all these data, all these telling us that we haven't done, we still have problems, and there are so many gaps. So we need to have a lot to do. And we know that policy successes and interventions are not even being spread or what the data we have seen. And at times, all the policies, all the actions are very, very good. But I think the problem is implementation. So we need to really look at how we are implementing these policies. Without sufficient thought and local adaptation and rigorous monitoring, policy remains unfulfilled. I saw that when we were doing that review, where every time everybody's talking about form, and we found that people are not involved. So this is our conference. We are talking about innovation in delivery, measuring, and sustaining nutrition intervention. We are talking about strategic partnership because no single ministry or single individual can solve the problem. And we are talking about sustainable impact involving engaging nutrition in our system so that gains are not lost when the project concludes. So what should we do? So what should we do? I'm just giving my own ideas, and I hope that it will help us. I believe these are not new things actually, but some of them are things we have not done. So we need to maybe go back and start doing them. Maybe we see some impact. And I am talking about community involvement, but like I said, thanks to the X774, because with that program, we may get the community really involved in all that get them involved, because we cannot stay in Abuja or Port Harcourt and see what is happening in the hinterland. It is those in those places that are supposed to do the work, that are supposed to join and solve the problem for themselves. So we need them not to be just spectators or residents. They need to join in the planning. And I pray that in this new policy that is going to be reviewed, that in the planning, in doing the strategic plan, that the local government will participate actively, because they never participated in the last one. So I hope that we do that. Like I said, I'm not going to come briefly on each of them. Let us engage the rural extension officers. I'm passionate about extension work, because I know it is one way of reaching the grassroots. We need extension officers in health, in agri, and in nutrition. Each one has a special role to play. It is not the extension health worker that will teach nutrition specific things or migrant specific programs. So if we can, and the government has actually done that of this volunteering thing. In Nigeria today, especially for the rural dwellers, it's not poverty. And it's not everybody to be volunteering. Who are volunteering at the national and at the state? So in the rural communities, let us employ people who live there, who have qualification. We can train them with specific things that we need. Let them penetrate the community and do what is needed. They should be paid. I don't believe in this volunteering. I can volunteer. But I cannot volunteer when I don't have food on my table. So let's not depend on volunteering. Nigeria can pay them. They can pay them. What is the minimum salary? Which somebody's salary not there can pay. So please, this volunteerism, it is good. Some people can still volunteer, but let us get people and pay them and see that they do the thing. Monitor and see that they are doing the work they are supposed to do. So that all these programs we have, if they can penetrate, they will translate this research findings, translate policies into action, and this for them to be doing in the village. So that is my own contribution for that in this area. Then gender mainstreaming and equality. For gender mainstreaming, I think we should involve men a lot in this issue of maternal child nutrition. You know, men, they are the heads of the household, and if they understand and their attitude is right, they will make their wives do what is needful. So, when we are educating, let's not just keep only women, let us educate the men. In fact, we should really integrate this child care and whatever they get from the primary school, so that boys will know that it is also their responsibility to take care of children. You know, there's a small study which we presented in this morning. We're looking at the involvement of men. The men have some knowledge, good knowledge. They have some good attitude. Maybe from all the professionals and behavior and so on. But when it comes to actual involvement, the involvement is very low. So we need them to get involved so that a woman, the decision will be for both of them. It is not just for the man. So the involvement of men in nutrition and in MIS is very, very key. And also for the women, must be empowered. There should also be decision makers, not just there. They must be involved in all whatever programs we are planning, so that we know there are the constraints and be able to help them. So that is why then we must improve rural women's access to health care. And I go to the village, and I can't service on the village wall. You can see a health center overgrown with bush. And you may go there to look for something. The person in charge of that place is not there. So the problem we have is that the women in the communities are not confident about health workers. I'm sorry to say that, because that is the issue. We must build confidence and we must provide facilities that will enable these women to come there. If a woman has a problem and she knows that she does not see anybody, she will go to a better or go to a medicine man to seek for solution. So until we make our rural PhDs conducive and functional and have the correct facilities that are supposed to be there, and also make sure that out-of-pocket expenses for these women are reduced. Because, like I said, there's poverty in the land, and the woman is going to accept that she will buy what she will buy it, she will buy this, she will buy that. So, one stay in the house because she's so these are little things we must do. Our roads are bad. They cannot transport, they may not be able to transport themselves. This is where we have to start employing technology. Modern technology, health, mobile health and the rest, using SMS and the rest. To get close to these women so that we will be able to reach them. We need to reach them. And most times we don't reach them. I'm sorry to say, but that is the truth. Then we need to expand mother-to-mother support groups because it's like a prayer thing. They can discuss issues, they can talk to themselves, they can encourage themselves even in this breastfeeding issue. Because one mother will say, my baby is not running, the other one will tell her, no, you can do it like this and this. Because so we need to do that, support that in our programs. Then there's need for food and nutrition literacy. Food and nutrition literacy is science-based. It's not just anything you get from the internet. And this is what is happening. And every time I am the end of the internet, they say this is this, I said, I don't know. This is what I do. So we need to increase nutrition knowledge of our people. Many Nigerians don't know what they are eating. And I'm serious. Even some of us, you pick something like eating the divine action, what is the nutrient content? And so we need to encourage food and nutrition literacy for everybody, both men and women and children. Let us know what we are eating. And there are tools that we need to use to encourage this nutrition literacy. We have food composition database. Yes, they won't be comprehensive enough, but at least Nigeria can decide to improve on what is already there. And then, because it's not comprehensive, that one is not comprehensive. So we need to make it more comprehensive. People can refer to this when they need information. We don't have a food-based dietary guideline. We need a food-based dietary guideline. What we are using is 2006 or so. It's old, and this is 20 years ago. And we have not a food consumption study, so we need a food dietary guideline so that people can look at it and say, okay, this is what they say is good for us to eat. Is to improve dietary diversity, improve health. We also need user learning. Go to the markets. Many things are packaged. Nobody knows what is inside. Whether it is going to remove the one you ate, the nutrients you have, or nobody knows. There must be regulation, and we must have laws to make sure that everything that is packaged, pre-packaged for us, let us know what we are eating. Some people eat and die. I was telling me somebody drank soap and died. Yes, just this week, I was told last week that somebody just drank soap and dies. So what are we doing? These are very important. So food and nutrition literacy, and also regulating what we are eating. See that now does not do with food. They are not interested in drugs. So we need to find ways of making sure that we are eating the correct things. Then we have to prioritize early detection and treatment. The science talk about we are not there when the problem starts. But even when the children are born, we can follow them up. And this is some of the things that the extension workers can be doing.
follow them up in the village, do growth monitoring, and check them, assess them. If there's problem, you leave it at the board. You don't wait until the child is dried up before you start looking for regular therapies to give the child. So we need to do some of those things. And then when it comes to partners, all of us here are partners. So my point about partner is not being so important now because we know that no person can do all the job. And therefore, I want to talk about government policy. I want to say that this policy we are trying to review, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe that our policy is just, they're just guidelines, what we should do. They're not backed by laws. Because if they are backed by laws, then people will be more serious not to do the wrong things. I don't know whether our policy on this certification is actually backed by law, because I actually check the level of certification, they are not more standard. I know that it will be processing problems. Then you talk about them, nobody is working. Because if they are backed by law, then people will do the right thing. Because if they don't do it, they will be penalty for them. Breastfeeding substitute, every day we are talking about breastfeeding substitute. Is it really backed by any law that will make somebody prosecute somebody who is not the right wrong thing? So I think some aspects of our policy, we should bring out those that we want to be backed by some law so that it will help us to move forward. Not just guidelines, nobody will persecute you if you don't do any of those things. So we need to be very, very simple and make sure that this policy takes care of the local governments in such a way that but anyway, like I said, with the SF-77, I think that can be done. The private sector, as part of their corporate responsibility, they can help us. Every day I do committees, I hear people who are saying we don't have enough power, we don't have enough ready to eat therapeutic and so forth. We have industries, we have private sectors, as part of their corporate responsibility, they can help us, especially in those areas where these issues are very critical. They can do that for us. And then government should also, people are anything want to get, government should try and fund some of these, if not some of these, fund nutrition programs. I don't know, we say what money is budgeted, what do we use them for? Let us be careful and use them for our own conscience sake. Let us use this money judiciously so that it will reach those that they were meant for. Research academia. I've talked about complementary food. Most of us, do research and develop complementary food. But I think we need to partner with the industries and also the small-scale producers. There was something Dr. Olaide was talking in the morning about their program in FHI, where they had the world minutes for the women. Most of the things we have developed in academia, they have developed a lot, but they don't reach the women, they don't reach the villagers. So, but if there's a way of partnering with the industry on this private sector, so that even the small scale business can have small meals in their package meals, where they can duplicate these things and make sure it's given to these women and make a lot of sense and also help to reduce malnutrition. Our development partners, thank you. So, to achieve sustainable impact, we must bridge the gap between policy and practice by ensuring that nutrition plans are sustainably financed. Sustainably financed is that there is always a source of money. Not where the partners used to give us or they don't have, they stop work, or we don't go to the field because there's no partner. It must be sustained. Sustained financing is what we really need in this country. And our projects have to be implemented locally. And without our communities which we are so that's something. There are things that should be targeted. Not every program must be in every place. We must see the one that is necessary. Target what we have. We are supposed to be developing plans, state plans of action or local government plan of action. Let this action zero on our immediate problem. Where our indices are very poor, so that we can reduce wastage. Then we should invest in resilient climate change food system, capable of providing vast nutrition all year round despite climate change and economic shocks. We need to harness technology. Maybe we have a lot of opportunities into ICT. We need mobile messaging platforms and so on. We need to really employ technology so that information will reach the target population, and also using technology in terms of food processing and preservation so that we don't waste our development. We have a lot of food wastage in Nigeria because we don't have the appropriate technology. Then our shared eating is to make sure that nutrition is integrated, not as an extra. I won't say it's an extra in Nigeria right now, but as a central force of national development. We have a group of what works from community participation to data-driven implementation, cross-sectional coordination to targeted funding. What remains is the collective resolve to expand these solutions. Like I said, there is nothing we don't have. When we talk of innovation, there is nothing, we are not looking for any innovation because everything we need is in front of us and we know it. Nigerians are good in planning and inventing. So it's not a question, it is our resolve to use what we have to solve our problem. To maintain the beyond political circles and funding opportunities and to hold ourselves responsible for outcome. So as we deliberate over the coming days, I encourage us to move beyond diagnosing problems towards building tradition for action. Let our conference discussion lead to commitments. We need to be committed. I'm serious, we need to be committed. Let us not spend money where it is not necessary. Let us spend money where it is needed. Because that is not that we don't have money, we have it, but we are not using it correctly. And let those commitments result in measurable change. Imagine a Nigeria where every mother receives the support she needs and where every community has the resources and agency to sustain healthy diets. This is not an impossible dream. It is a vision within our reach if we innovate boldly, partner strategically, and remain steadfast in our pursuit for sustainable impact. Thank you all for your dedication, excellence, and unwavering commitment to the nutrition and health of the Nigerian people, of others, children, and our work here in Port Harcourt inspire not only our minds but also our action in the months and years to come. Thank you very much.
We would like to invite the Keller International for the presentation. As some members of the society who have worked tirelessly to see to the growth and development of nutrition in Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, as I call your name, I would like us to please continue to put our hands together for them and to recognize them. So, we would like to recognize the past president of Short Society of Nigeria. Present here today, number one is Professor Tola Atimo. Let's start with him. He's a life member, past president, a member of the NSA Board of Trustees. Also, we like to recognize the presence of our mama, Mrs. Beatrice Eluaga, this transfer of her. Also a life member, past president. Also, we have our minister today, Professor Ignatius A. Olimao, fellow, past president, member the BOT, and the vice chancellor of Maria University, Abuja. Let's ask together for him. Also, in our midst today, we also have Professor Induction Inam. This is a military fellow NSM, fellow IUNS, past president NSM, immediate past president Manus, member IUNS Council. Let's ask together for her. Okay. So, also we also have in our business to be nice, right? We also a fellow past president, former commissioner for data economy, science and technology in the state. Lastly, we have Professor Wasil Abdullah, the lead pastor of the fellow Bishop of India. Thank you very much. So let's welcome the Educada International for the presentation.
Your Royal Highness, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I will be introducing my colleagues to present the result of one of our works in Northeast Nigeria, precisely in Fufure local government. And we titled the work, Empowering Women to Build Resilient Communities, Women-Led Nutrition and Livelihood in Fufure LGD. I will be introducing the state coordinator in person of Donna Elden to lead us in the presentation, and our M&E Regional African Lead, Kingston Azu, will also support her in the presentation. Thank you.
Just quickly do a background on Enikela and the work we do in Nigeria. Next slide, please. Next slide. So, Enikela International is a household name for nutrition in Nigeria. We work in over 13 states in Nigeria where we cover different projects. One of our flagship projects is the Bullion Purification Project. This is a national project that looks at stakeholders using bullion as a tool to drive nutrition in Nigeria. Then we also have the Neglected Tropical Disease Project, entities which are place in Katsina, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River State, where we look at mass acquisition of medicines, and then we also manage high-risk surgery and also management of lymphedema cases. Then we also have a nutrition project called Transforming Life Nutrition, which is currently happening in Adamawa State, Katsina, Akwa Ibom, Ebonyi, Sokoto, and Kebbi. This is also to drive the nutrition agenda for Nigeria. Then we also have the vitamin A supplementation projects, where we support the state government with supporting vitamin A to children 60-59 years. This is happening also in Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, FCC, and Edo State. We also have the lifestyle nutrition project, which we groups that are identifying malnourished children in communities and also providing interventions for them. This is currently happening in Bauchi State, Sokoto, and Kenya. Then lastly, we have a project we are about to share some of the results, which is improving nutrition and food security for IDPs. This is happening in the LGA and our state. So I will welcome my colleagues to give us a background of this project in Kofore and our state.
Okay, in line with the existing protocol, I'm going to be presenting on the promoting nutrition, food security, and economic resilience among IDPs and those communities in Kofore, LGA of Adamawa State in Nigeria. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Okay, so as we are aware, in Northeast Nigeria, food security and malnutrition remain persistent and challenging, especially among the internally displaced persons who are already vulnerable. So from 2019 to 2024, with funding from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Helen Keller has implemented a nutrition, food security, and livelihood intervention in Kofore LGA, targeting women, the 5 children, adolescent girls, lactating and pregnant women who are living in the host community in Kofore LGA of Adamawa State. And the goal of the project is to improve nutrition, food security, and livelihood, as well as resilience of the internally displaced persons in the LGA. So for the specific objective of this intervention, it was to improve their nutrition knowledge and practices through social behavioral change communication and essential nutrition action and essential hygiene action, and also to ensure household food security through sustainable production and access to agricultural inputs, and to also increase women's financial autonomy and resilience through village saving and loan association, as well as income generating activities. And lastly, to also establish a graduation framework to ensure sustainability beyond the support period. Next slide, please. So this is a map of Adamawa State showing Kofore LGA. Kofore is one of the largest LGA in Adamawa State that is bordering the Republic of Cameroon and 6 other LGAs in Adamawa State. And it is also one of the LGAs that hosts most of the IDPs that are living in the host communities. So for this project, we have worked with 244 direct beneficiaries. Next slide, please. So it is actually a multi-sectoral program which integrated nutrition, food security, and then the livelihood components. Just like I mentioned, we have worked with 244 direct project participants on this project. They were selected based on their vulnerability criteria and prioritizing women and adolescent girls. So in terms of the nutrition, Helen Keller has collaborated with the Ministry of Health and the Adamawa State Primary Healthcare Development Agency to train the women on essential nutrition action and essential hygiene action, the maternal infant and young child nutrition, and then mother level work. They were trained on it as well as water sanitation and hygiene, so as support the social behavioral change communication and after the meeting, a support group was actually formed where mother moms and adolescent girls mentors were identified out of the 244. So they have formed a support group where they facilitate the support group with 15 women in each of the support group. And this support group actually promotes peer-to-peer conversation, sharing of experience, as well as learning from each other in terms of nutrition and physical hygiene. So for the food security aspect, we have also worked with the Adamawa State Agricultural after which they were able to set up a demonstration garden in each of the locations where they are situated, aside from the individual gardens that they have. And they are being supervised by the agric extension workers who are also staying within the LHP. Then in terms of the lighting, we actually incorporated it so as to build their resilience. And we worked with the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Development and Cooperative to train women on creating and association as well as income generating activities. So for these income generating activities, they actually selected their income generating activity based on their preference. We didn't select it for them, rather based on their preference. And we have the village saving and loan association groups that have also been formed. At this point, I would like to invite my colleague Kingsley to talk about the results of this intervention.
Okay, so we go straight to the result of this intervention. So at the inception of this project, we conducted baseline, looking at these women to measure their minimum dietary diversity, and also looking at their children, and also children within 6 to 23 homes in their households. So at the baseline study, we discovered that only 48% of those women actually in the last 24 hours ate foods between above 5 or more nutritious food groups. Then only 48% of them actually ate this. Therefore, children only had it at 7% at 15 nutritious food for 5 and above for the 8 foods for children. Within this same period, we actually did an end-line survey to also examine these women and also look at the children these women are in their household. What was their minimum dietary diversity? So it goes from 48% of baseline to 60% at the end of year 4, while we also have the children goes from 7% to 49% within the same period. Then we also have about 30,000 children within the communities where we implemented this project, screened for malnutrition and actually provided with intervention to address the malnutrition cases. Next slide, please. Then we also look at the PSLA project that my colleague had mentioned. These women were able to raise about 15 million naira through the IGA activities they were conducting within the community, raising funds so that they can be able to support each other's business and able to build resilience in terms of their livelihood. Then we also have the individual garden. We also have over 600% increase in terms of agricultural produce. Some of them were able to eat from this nutritious food and also have access to sell to their community members. In terms of sustainability, we have also developed a graduation framework where after a 4-year cycle, we can also get new beneficiaries that can come into this program. While the old women we are part of this program before can become model moms and become mentors for these new women, so that as we move forward, we are able to develop resilience among community members and then get the transfer of knowledge can actually be achieved. Next slide, please. So in conclusion, we are actually showing in this project that community-driven, women-centered approach can improve nutrition, food security, and livelihoods, looking at the IDPs within most communities. And we also demonstrated sustained investment and holistic program to create lasting impact and serve as a model for this person. It's also important to note that this project had given birth to similar projects in 5 other states like Kebbi, Sokoto, Katsina, Ebonyi, and Akwa Ibom. And this model is currently being adopted by Nigeria to work in 12 other countries around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your real highness, for your privilege. We are grateful. And to the audience, we are also very much available. If there are questions and clarifications and learnings that Kela can share, we are much available from now to the end of the conference. And furthermore, we share our contacts to see how we can have further discussion and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Happy International. I want to say a big thank you to everyone because we are learning today. It's very good. I'm very honored to sit here to hear what we have fostering the collaboration between nutrition and technology and innovation. Please, a round of applause for yourself and a round of applause for Happy here. Thank you very much, everyone. As we go on with the event, I want to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why Kevin had to speak first, because the mayor of Kano wanted to hear what they have to say. And that is why there was a little bit of a change in our menu. So today we're going to continue from where we stopped, all right? I want to recognize some great men and women in our midst. Please, if you hear your organization's name, please could you stand up. If you have a representative from that organization, for your goodwill message. UNICEF. Please, we have UNICEF here. Thank you very much. We have UNICEF here present. DRPC. Do we have a representative from DRPC? HKI. Round of applause for them, please. HKI. GAIN. GAIN. Do we have a representative from GAIN? Thank you very much, Mike. You're welcome. NDDI, we have a representative, thank you very much, I see you. RSHCP, we have representatives from RSHCP. A round of applause for them, thank you very much. The EA, do we have a representative from the EA? And the CES, do we have a representative from the CES? A round of applause. While seated and listening to the great men and women speaking about nutrition, there are some watchwords that I really want to hear. If you're leaving here today, these are some of the things that you need to go away with, which is grassroots, community, rural technology. These are some of the watchwords I got while the email was speaking and while the likes of Professor Henrietta was also speaking out on this platform. And also to recognize some of the organizations here. Aliko Dangote Foundation. We have Aliko Dangote Foundation representatives from Aliko Dangote Foundation. Anyone? A round of applause for them, please. Thank you very much, sir. You're highly welcome. Thank you very much, sir. All right. As we continue on, thank you for welcome. Honorable Deacon Chike Okafor, the Chairman, House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security for remarks. A round of applause for Honorable Deacon Chike Okafor. He's here, please. Does he have a representative? All right, let's continue. Can we welcome on stage the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Al-Pate. Please a warm round of applause for him. The CON, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare. She's coming, please let's keep clapping as she makes her way here. 1 minute now. Thank you very much.
The Vice President, ably represented by the Senior Special Advisor, Your Highness and Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Good afternoon. I also kindly request that I be permitted to abide by the established protocol. I'm here representing the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Al-Pate, CON. I am Adedekun Wabakwa, MCMNI, Director and Head Nutrition of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. The Minister extends his heartfelt appreciation to the leadership and members of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria for your unwavering commitment to advancing nutrition, science, policy, and practice in Nigeria. Quite a lot has been said today about the poor statistics with regards to nutrition in the country. However, under the leadership of His Excellency the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the administration is committed to transforming Nigeria's health and nutrition outcome through bold, coordinated, and equity-driven reforms. The Federal Ministry of Health is working closely with states and other stakeholders to revise the portraits that we have been discussing this morning, and key initiatives that are being implemented by the Federal Ministry of Health includes integrating nutrition services into primary health care services, integrating mindset counseling into routine antenatal care. Every state in the country, as we stand today, has a minimum of 60 master state trainers. They were trained by the Federal Ministry of Health under the financial support of ARMIN project between December 2023 and December 2024. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Ministry of Health has commenced a review of food-based dietary guidelines and also constituted and operationalized a technical working group on the front of pack labeling to ensure that consumers are aware of the nutrition content of what they are buying. We have also included multiple micronutrients implementation in the Nigerian National Essential Medicine List, and we are right now conversing with the state to do the same so that we can increase and raise local environment, conducive environment for local production. Ladies and gentlemen, the government cannot do it alone, and we are advancing that there is a need for strong innovation, commitment, and strategic partnership. We need to ensure sustainable financing by investigating our budgetary allocation within private sector, within the civil society. The committee involvement is very key. As we reflect on the theme of this year's conference, the Federal Ministry of Health wants stakeholders to prioritize the first 1,000 days supply to invest in nutrition innovation that are scalable, affordable, and context-specific, to support local production, to strengthen that system, and to work together. The Federal Ministry of Health applaud the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, providing this platform for exchange learning and collective commitment. The Federal Ministry of Health is committed to sustaining maternal, infant, and young child nutrition as a national priority. Together, let us ensure the deliberations, papers, and resolutions of this 55th conference result to concrete actions that will ensure that no mother henceforth suffer malnutrition in pregnancy. No infant is denied the gift of good nutrition in the first 1,000 days of life, and no child is left behind in the journey towards health, learning, and national development. On behalf of the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, I wish you fruitful deliberation, bold ideas, and strengthened partnership throughout this conference. God bless the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Please, can we welcome, so you can give us a round of applause for the students remaining here. Thank you very much for that. Please let's welcome state the coordinating minister of budget and economic planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku. Please a warm round of applause for Senator Abubakar Atiku. Thank you. Please the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, CON. Please get ready. Thank you very much.
The Chairman, Your Excellency, the Vice President and Chair of the National Council of Nutrition, Senator Kashim Shettima, ably represented by our dear sister, Uju Awokami, the Board of Trustees of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, our royal fathers, distinguished members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to observe the established protocol. I am Kamutina Okoro, the Director of Nutrition in the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, representing the Honorable Minister of the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Abubakar Abudu. CON. And please, I read his remarks. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this conference, the 55th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, holding from the 14th to 18th September 2025, with the theme Advancing Maternal Impact and Young Child Nutrition in Nigeria, Innovation, Strategic Partnerships for Sustainable Impact. Distinguished members of the society, as we gather here today, our conversation goes beyond nutrition as a technical subject. It is about the very foundation of our human capital, our productivity, and the future of Nigeria itself. When we talk about advancing maternal infant and young child nutrition, we are talking about giving every Nigerian child the best possible start in life, and ensuring that the mothers are supported to nurture the next generation. This conference challenges us to embrace innovation, strengthen partnerships, and commit to financing and coordinating all that will work to our collective needs sustainably. As you all know, something is irreversible after the first 1,000 days of life, which is a critical window of opportunity. And this comes at a significant medium to long-term cost to both individuals, families, and the economy. The early years are the most critical window for building human capital with lifelong implications for learning, productivity, and inclusive growth. Our keynote speaker has already talked about the recent statistics about the stunting rates, the underweight, and many more, and I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. But just to remind us that it will no longer be business as usual, because that is not if we must change the narrative. The choice of this year's theme by the society is indeed timely. Adequate nutrition during pregnancy is crucial for the health and well-being of both mothers and their babies. Together, let us ensure that pregnant women have access to nutrient-rich foods and essential micronutrients that can help foster their nutritional and health well-being, and to change these statistics that will all help to. We must prioritize the vaccine, encouraging pregnant and lactating mothers to practice exclusive breastfeeding and complementary feeding with nutrient-rich foods that is vital for their growth and development. This is one of the most cost-effective interventions. We must leverage strategic partnerships between government agencies, civil society organizations, and the private sector to drive meaningful change. Our collective actions can and must make a profound difference. Ladies and gentlemen, let me inform you that as the coordinating ministry, we have commenced a review of the national policy of food and nutrition, which began its implementation in 2016, which is the 10-year blueprint to guide our collective efforts, ensuring optimal food and nutrition for Nigerians at both national and subnational levels. Since the launch of the current policy, some progress has been made, but the food and nutrition ecosystem has evolved. Climate change, global health crisis, economic disruptions, and shifting demographics and many more now demand a fresh and inclusive policy direction. To meet these current realities, we are not only revising the policy, but also strengthening the systems that will ensure its effective implementation. The ministry is also institutionalizing a nutrition-responsive public financial management system with budget tracking and tracking at its core. What began in 11 states as a pilot is now being scaled up to all the 36 safe healthy estate. And maternal, infant, and young child nutrition commitments are backed by visible, accountable, and sustainable finance from domestic resources. Furthermore, the ministry is driving the Nutrition 774 initiative aimed at scaling up nutrition interventions across all 774 local government areas. As you already are aware, the N774 is the flagship program of the current administration, championed by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the National Council of Nutrition. This initiative underscores our determination to decentralize nutrition delivery, bringing interventions closer to the communities that need them most. During the course of this conference, I encourage all of us to explore the latest researches, strategies, and best practices in the field of nutrition, particularly those that improve maternal, infant, and young child nutrition, and to ensure that they are incorporated into the revised policy. Finally, as proud members of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, I am confident that through our collective efforts, we can make a significant impact on maternal, infant, and young child nutrition in Nigeria. I wish you all a productive and inspiring conference. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Now, please let's welcome on stage the representative of the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. Please, a warm applause for you. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Please let's maximize our time. We will have 1 minute. Thank you very much, sir.
His Highness, the Emir of Ghana, Dr. Khalifa Muhammad II, His Majesty the Ezra of Evo, representative of the Vice President, representative of the River State Sole Administrator, representative of the Honorable Minister here present, the President of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, colleagues and nutritionists in the hall. For want of time, I will not read the speech here. I will just summarize the message from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Food is very important to us for nutrition. And the summary is that if you eat good food, you don't need medicine. Food is supposed to be the medicine for our health. And the ministry is more than committed to ensure that we have access to nutritious foods. The foods will also be available and affordable. So the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the person of Bola Tinubu, and his committed minister, Senator Oke Kari, and the manager of the ministry are entirely working hard to run through programs and interventions that will ensure that rural small farmers have access to inputs. Just last week on Friday, we launched free inputs to farmers in Niger State, including tractors, equipment, seeds, and fertilizer, and it will continue to be done for the other 36 including next. But for this very forum, where our focus is on nutrition, we have a lot of programs that have to do from the home level, homestead gardening, community gardening, school gardening, and make sure that we sensitize our rural populace. And the women in particular, who the email just said, it's important for them to have knowledge of nutrition. Because once the mothers are well-fed, the children will get good nutrition. And in that way, we are able to have good nutrition and improved livelihoods of our children up to when they become big. Thank you so much. This is the summary.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. Please let's invite on the stage representing the Honorable Minister of the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Jigede. Please, a round of applause for her. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Jigede, is she here? All right, thank you very much. We're going to go forward. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Jigede is not available right now, so please, from the oh, she's here, I'm sorry. Please, a round of applause for her as she makes her way to the stage. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Senior Presidential Assistant to the President on Public Health, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished members of the High Table, ladies and gentlemen, all of the protocols to be observed. I bring you warm greetings from the Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Geoffrey Unaji, who would have loved to be here this morning, but is unavoidably absent due to pressing official duties. He sent his warm wishes for the success of this event and has asked me to convey his full support. So you will permit me, please, to deliver his remarks as prepared for this occasion. It is my distinct honor and privilege to be here today as a special guest of honor at the opening ceremony of the 55th Annual Scientific Conference and General Meeting of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. I wish to commend the Society for its consistent commitment to advancing the frontiers of nutrition knowledge and practice in Nigeria. This year's theme, Advancing Maternal, Infant and Young Child Nutrition in Nigeria, Innovations and Strategic Partnerships for Sustainable Impact, is both timely and relevant. The nutrition status of our mothers and children is a direct reflection of our nation's health, productivity, and future prosperity. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, the country has the second highest number of stunted children globally. Additionally, 7% of women of childbearing age in Nigeria suffer from acute malnutrition. Statistics from the 2024 NDHS indicates that 40% of children under 5 are stunted, 8% are wasted, and 27% are underweight. This means that more than 1/3 of Nigerian children under age 5 experience undergrowth due to chronic malnutrition. This stark reality is a reminder of the urgent action needed. Without well-nourished children, our human capital development agenda cannot succeed. As Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, I am particularly pleased with the emphasis on innovation and partnerships. We live in a knowledge-driven economy where science, research, and technology are critical tools for solving complex challenges, including malnutrition. Our ministry is committed to strengthening collaboration with nutrition professionals, researchers, and industry stakeholders to scale up evidence-based, technology-driven, and culturally appropriate solutions. We recognize that maternal, infant, and young child nutrition requires multi-sectoral action. It is not the responsibility of one sector. Science and technology, health, agriculture, education, social protection, and other relevant sectors all have a role to play. I therefore call on all represented here at this scientific conference to work together to ensure that every Nigerian child has access to adequate, safe, and nutritious food. Let me assure you that the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology will continue to support research and development efforts that advance nutrition in Nigeria. We are committed to building stronger linkages between science, innovation, and policy to ensure that our research findings do not remain on the shelves, but are translated into tangible interventions that improve lives. As we deliberate in the course of this conference, I urge all participants to think share knowledge freely, and develop actionable recommendations that will move Nigeria closer to achieving our nutrition targets and the sustainable development goals. Thank you, and God bless the Nutrition Society of Nigeria and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, ma'am. From the Office of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, thank you very much, ma'am. Please let's welcome on stage the representative, His Excellency Vice Admiral Ibo Ete Ekweibas, the sole administrator of River State. Please, with a warm round of applause, let's welcome the representative of the sole administrator of River State. Please, a warm round of applause. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Mrs. Ujugo Chasamuka, Royal Fathers of the day here present, my Commissioner for Health, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on already established protocol. On behalf of the Senior Special Advisor on Health to the Administrator who is to have represented the Administrator of River State, I bring you warm greetings and a warm welcome to the treasure base of the nation. First, let us congratulate the Nutrition Society of Nigeria for what we know will be a successful scientific conference and annual general meeting. Allow us also to congratulate our awardees and inductees. Allow us also to enjoy the visitors to River State, to ensure that during the course of your AGM here, you explore the unique hospitality of the Rivers people and the culture of the treasure base. We are certain that you will enjoy and have stories to tell when you go back home. We are delighted that, as revealed by the keynote speaker in the NDHS, River State continues to perform well in nutrition outcomes and indicators, and we commit and pledge that we will continue to advance the innovations and technologies that will ensure that our children, our pregnant women, and our young adults are well nourished. As we deliberate, we enjoin all to bring their knowledge to bear and to advance the improved nutrition outcomes in all the 36 states of Nigeria and the FCT. Finally, let me, on behalf of the good people of River State and the government of River State, pray for good winds as you return to your homes after the conclusion of the AGM. God bless the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, God bless River State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, we're moving along. From the Office of the Vice President, let's welcome on stage Dr. Uju Rochas Aboka, please. A round of applause for her. Dr. Uju Rochas Aboka from the Office of the Vice President. Thank you, ma'am.
The Chairman, Board of Trustees, Nutrition Society of Nigeria and Kano, His Royal Highness Khalifa Mohammed Sanusi II, PhD, CON, Chairman of the Occasion, my sister, Dr. Adeze Ore, immediate past Honorable Commissioner of Health, River State, representative of the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ladini Bako IABC MNI, representative of the Honorable Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Mrs. Demetina Okoro, representative of the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, and Haji Nubu Kilishi, representative of the Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, representative of His Excellency the Sole Administrator of Rivers State, the President of the Nutrition Society of Nutrition, President, Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Professor S.M. Abubakar, FNSN. The keynote speaker, Professor Henrietta Ene Omo. His Royal Majesty, King Leslie N. KJP, and all royal fathers here present. Development partners, civil society organizations, fellows and members of the NSN, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from my boss, His Excellency the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima CCON. The most fundamental need of any society is food. Not just food in abundance, but food that nourishes, sustains, and powers dreams and possibilities. No nation can get it right without a food system that is sufficient, inclusive, and built on the foundation of balanced nutrition. The truth lies at the very heart of our gathering here today. This year's theme, Advancing Maternal, Infant, and Young Child Nutrition in Nigeria, Innovation and Strategic Partnership for Sustainability, speaks to the reality we must all face. The health of mothers and children defines the health of our nation. Their nourishment today determines Nigeria's productivity tomorrow. Malnutrition remains one of the quietest yet deadliest emergencies of our time. It lurks in our homes, it lurks in our schools, our hospitals, and IDP camps. It kills silently, not with the sound of gunfire, but with the quiet theft of human potential. We must recognize this crisis not only as a health challenge, but as a threat to the national security and economic development of our nation. A malnourished population is an unproductive population, and an unproductive population drags down the wheels of progress. The consequences are not just medical, they are economic, social, and generational. Our response, our first action of courage is to admit that the crisis is preventable. This honest admission is the only path to building practical, sustainable solutions. Through the Nutrition 774 initiative, a flagship initiative of the National Council on Nutrition, the federal government, under the visionary leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, has embraced a whole-of-government and whole-of-society approach. This initiative harmonizes efforts from all nutrition stakeholders, strengthens collaboration and coordination across sectors, and brings nutrition to the forefront of the local government action, one community at a time. We know this battle cannot be won in Abuja. It must be won in our states. It must be won in our local governments and of course in our rural communities. And this is where the Nutrition Society of Nigeria has always been invaluable. As a lighthouse of science, a platform for professional excellence, and a convener of stakeholders who make nutrition everyone's business. To advance maternal, infant, and young child nutrition sustainably, three imperatives stand before us. Innovation, from fortified complementary food to digital tools that track malnutrition hotspots, we must make in-house services reach the most vulnerable and those at the grassroots. Strategic partnership is number two. Nutrition cannot be solved by health alone. agriculture, education, water, sanitation and hygiene, social protection must all pull together, joined by private sector and development partners and civil society organizations. 3. Financing accountability. Good intentions cannot feed a child. Budgets must be released on time. Resources must be used efficiently, and every naira spent must deliver measurable impact at the community level. Let me say that what gives us hope is the coalition of champions gathered here today. Government institutions at federal and state and local government whose leadership drives coordination of policy, development partners who continue to invest resources, innovation, and technical expertise, civil society organizations who amplify community voices and hold us accountable, the private sector whose innovation, food system, fortification, and distribution channels are indispensable. Our traditional leaders and religious leaders who carry the trust of our people and shape the community acceptance of nutrition. Our academia who generates science and evidence that guide intervention. These broad coalitions prove that nutrition is not the business of one sector alone. It is a collaborative, collective responsibility, and it is also, and it's only through this kind of synergy that Nigeria can achieve sustainable development and growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this conference is not just another meeting, it is a call to action, a summons to innovation, a demand for partnership, and above all, a reminder that nutrition is the most powerful investment we can make in the future of our nation, Nigeria. Let me at this point commend and congratulate the Nutrition Society of Nigeria for sustaining over 5 decades of leadership and scholarship in this field. May this 65th conference spark new collaborations and set us firmly on the path to a more nourished and more productive Nigeria. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. That was from the from the Office of the School Administrator. Please